Eurofighter targets combat mass over next-gen buzz. The companies behind the Eurofighter, Europe's most prevalent homegrown combat jet, have set new growth targets that prize a near-term fleet buildup over more distant breakthroughs expected from sixth-generation programs like the Future Combat Air System, or FCAS. The plan envisions an annual Eurofighter production boost from 14 planes now to 20 copies within 36 months, eyeing 30 at some point after that, said Jorge Tamarit Degenhardt, CEO of a consortium combining Airbus, Leonardo and BAE Systems. Degenhardt told reporters at the Paris Air Show he expects the export business to grow, with sales campaigns humming in Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Poland, Austria, and Portugal. That is in addition to requests for planes and upgrades from the core users Germany, Spain, Italy, and the United Kingdom. We didn't max out yet, Degenhardt said, referring to company plans to make more jets, faster. The idea of producing combat mass for Europe, as the CEO called it, follows the urgency of recent conflicts sprung on the continent and its environs. In that logic, a large fleet of warplanes of the Generation 4+, which means capable but not stealthy, for example, is better than a futuristic air power weapon that exists only on paper. For now, Eurofighter officials are pitching to client nations a midlife upgrade program aimed at modernizing the jet's computing power and other basic features. Integrating drone buddies with the manned planes is also under consideration. Asked about a price tag, Degenhardt demurred, saying only the Envision technology upgrades are essential to keep the fleet viable. France and Germany are leading the sixth-generation FCAS program meant to produce a brand new warplane drone mixture sometime in the 2040s. That approximate target date appears to have become more squishy, as nations absorb lessons in combat adaptation from Ukraine that are measured in days, weeks, or months, not decades. As a result, talk at Paris Air Show about FCAS took a more distant, aspirational tone, compared to the premise of a European rallying cry for all things air power under which it began. A similar trend is playing out in France, where national warplane champion Dassault has eyes mostly on its own Rafale jet development and upcoming drone accoutrements. Meanwhile, FCAS partner Airbus said the goal for the next-generation weapons system remains to deliver capabilities to the three partner nations by 2040, and Jean-Brice Dumont, the company's head of air power, told reporters in a press conference at the air show on Tuesday he had no breaking news on the project. He said Phase 1B of the program had clearly observed difficulties in execution, and the partners have to accelerate. Trappier told lawmakers in his April hearing that working with Airbus is very difficult amid continued bickering over work share. Dumont said his company is not challenging Dassault Aviation's role as the appointed leader of the fighter development within the wider program. He said the issue of work share should be treated in a rather soft manner to avoid it becoming toxic in the program. We today have to protect our intellectual property and tomorrow we will have